Good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. I think I finally figured out the mic issue with my computer. It seems like what was happening was it was a lot of feedback from my internal one. I had the external mic. It's actually from like my headphones, but I've used it before for recording some of my written work that I've had to record for my publishers, and it always seemed fine. And I had tried it again, and I was having an issue. And then I looked back and I realized that the internal mic was still turned on. Like I said, this was so late last night. I apologize so much for the poor quality. But now I'm here. I'm back. Hopefully you can hear me much better. Hopefully there's no background noise. So, happy Sunday. And let's talk about some different things than just 20 things about me for a change. Alright, so to start off, I'm going to show you what I'm drinking this morning because look, it's 9 o'clock. I have been up since 6, dealing with my little bratty cat children running through the house. I was doing a little bit of writing this morning. Usually I write really early, between, sometimes like as early as 5, but usually between like 5, 6 to like 9 in the morning. So that's what I was doing today. I was working more on my Nano project for this year. For those who don't know, Nano is National Novel Writing Month. I will have more videos about that coming up as the month progresses. I've been working on an anthology for that. I'm doing a holiday anthology of like dark holiday stories. So holiday traditions from Christmas, Yule, Krampusnacht, because for those who know me and those who get to know me, I love Krampus. Like, I love that tradition. I love the lore around it, and I will definitely be doing a video for Krampusnacht. I'm not saying that right. I know it, but I'm gonna have a video special for that. And that's leading up to my. It's either gonna be 25 days of Christmas or the 12 days of Christmas, depending on how many stories I actually get done this month before the holiday season starts kicking off. So be prepared for that. I'm gonna share those here on this channel. I'm gonna have my own little folder for them, so you guys can just go in every day if you're busy, if you want to hear my stories, and listen to them. So they're gonna be a bunch of dark fiction, not necessarily scary, but some darker takes on legends. So, and tradition. So before we get started today, like I said, I got my coffee because I need it in my "Don't Touch Me, Peasant" mug, because this mug here is like the epiphany of my life. So if a mug defined me, it's this. Don't touch me, peasant. Seriously. So you can't really see it, but I've got a little bit of whipped cream left over. I'm taking a sip before it all melts. Oh, it is so good. I cannot say it, is Sumatra. It's from Starbucks. It was a very special dark roast blend that I think came out last year. It came in a special like tiger tin. I think you might be able to buy this by itself, but this is really good. Like, this is one of the better Starbucks blends that I've had. And then I used, again, it was Starbucks. Surprisingly, it was the only one I could find this year. Starbucks Pumpkin Spice Latte Creamer. Pumpkin Spice Creamer this year, I could not find it anywhere. Like, I looked everywhere. Every store, pretty much every week I went shopping because I threw a Halloween party for my family, and we always have coffee for dessert. And couldn't find it anywhere. So I found one Starbucks Pumpkin Spice Latte Creamer left, and I will say it's very, very good. Definitely pricier than the little coffee mates that I usually get, but it was very good. And then to top it off, I have pumpkin whipped cream that I had gotten, and on the very top, I used some of my pumpkin spice powder from Simply Organic, because I do a lot of baking, especially like Thanksgiving time, and I use pumpkin spice, and I love pumpkin. I love pumpkin spice. I can't wait for fall when it hits, because this is like the first thing I do is go out and get pumpkin spice coffee. So we're already 5 minutes into this video, and I'm going to talk really quickly about what this video is about. So this one's going to be about my writing. I realized, I think what I'm going to do on this channel is I'm going to do different segments about my writing. Like I said, I'm going to be reading some of my works for like the 31 days of Halloween, the 12 or 25 days of Christmas, things like that. But I also want to show off some of my publications that I've had coming out as they come out, and kind of just talk about that and the piece and the book that they're in. And eventually, if you guys want some tips, I can do some publishing tips for you at a later date on this channel as well. I used to do that on one of my really old channels, like back in the day when I started. Had a lot of people that actually followed me and asked questions and wanted to know about the publishing world. Of course, I was much more an amateur back then. I had work published, but I hadn't been to college for publishing yet. I hadn't worked in publishing yet. And now that I have all that experience under my belt and actually have dealt with a lot of bigger publishers and magazines and journals, I feel like it's better information than what I had to offer originally. So the first book I'm going to share, hopping off of the Halloween and pumpkin spice, is Forest of Fear. So this book was put out, edited by Zoe. Shout out to Zoe. She put a lot of work into this book. She put a lot of work into promoting it, creating like beautiful signage for it and promotional posts, and I can't thank her enough for just being so down to earth with her authors too. Everybody that's been in this book, she was so great with, and I can't say enough about her. She also has a book out called Cauldrons and Curses. I will include that link down below, so you guys can check that out. I will include the links to purchase this book as well. There's ebook and physical copies available. This currently is too on the bestsellers list, on the bestsellers for horror anthologies in the US, Canada, Australia, and it recently hit the UK as well. So we're doing really well, and I'm very excited to be part of this book that is actually going on and being a bestseller. So I'll show you my piece really quick. What this book basically is it's a bunch of 100-word short horror fiction. So every story in here is exactly 100 words. There's 101 pieces published. My piece in here is called The Cat. So that was my piece that was picked up. And I'm very surprised to this day that it was picked up, and honored that it was, because, you know, this book is doing amazing things. And some of the work in here, like, I'm blown away reading it. Like, I enjoyed reading this book because I love horror, and I'm just like, this is great. So here's my piece, The Cat. I'm just flashing it really quick. So if you want to read it, definitely pick this copy up. Again, it's Forest of Fear. This is the first volume. It's through Bloodsong Books. There's going to be more of these coming out around every Halloween season, from what Bloodsong Books has stated. So hopefully, if you guys are interested in horror writing, definitely look them up come the Halloween season. I'll post links and everything and talk more about it as, you know, we approach next year's Halloween, because unfortunately Halloween just ended, even though it breaks my heart because Halloween's my favorite holiday. But absolutely check that book out. It's really great, and like I said, links are going to be down below. One quick thing going off of that anthology, however, which I'm going to talk about, just on my views from working in publishing and about etiquette with editors. So we got a message in our author group for Forest of Fear from Bloodsong Books, and they were talking about, you know, basically everybody needs to read their contracts, everybody needs to agree to their contracts. If you don't sign your contract, you're not published. That's standard in the publishing world. Like, you have to read your contract and you have to sign it. Well, some people, I think, didn't read their contract, or they don't understand how editing and publishing works. One of the authors got very angry, apparently, because their work was edited and a few words were changed around. Coming from working in publishing and having been published for the past 15 years, it happens. The first thing I ever had published, I was 12 years old, I wrote it when I was 11. The first thing I ever had published, they changed the title of my story because they thought a different title worked better. The piece I wrote was called Brothers in Arms. They thought Brotherly Love worked better because, as a young child, I didn't realize Brothers in Arms had multiple, like, meanings. And it was basically a tribute poem to my little brother. And I was so mad because I was like, that wasn't the name of my piece, and, like, I ended the poem with the words Brothers in Arms. Well, publishers have reasons for doing things, and editing, you know, they know what sells, they know what sounds right, they know their readership. You as an author do not. Like, you know yourself, you know your writing, but if you're being signed on to the publisher, like, they know who reads their work. They know who their selling point is. What drove me mad is they had to make a post in our group about contracts and how we all were supposed to read them. We all signed and agreed. And somebody got livid because something was changed in their piece, like a word or two or something. long story short, the piece ended up getting pulled from the book because of violation of contract, and I believe it may have even been the author's wishes. I don't know, but going forward, like, you know, unfortunately, Bloodsong Books was like, we really need to enforce this contract signing stuff going forward, and I mean, no fault on them. They're a publisher. Like, as an author, you're supposed to sign your contract for understanding and agreeing to their terms that things can be changed, like, at the editor's discretion. Some things were changed in mine. I noticed a few words that were changed. Am I complaining? Absolutely not. My work got to be featured in a beautiful best-selling anthology. They know their readership. They know what sounds right. I couldn't be happier. To me, like, to have an editor... That's my cat. There he is. Say hi to Binks, everybody. He's being a pain. That's Satan. From last night when I was talking about Satan, that's Satan. So, everybody say hi to Satan. He's being a little munchkin. Like, I can't even with him today. I can't even with him ever, but today is just... He's been off the walls. He knows it's Sunday. A full moon's coming up this week, so... So yeah, long story short, guys, don't be jerks to your editors. Read your contracts and understand that they know what's going to sell. They know. They work in the industry. It's their company. They know their readers. So, I don't know. That drove me crazy because I heard all this and I'm just like, that's really sad that, you know, something so beautiful, and we were talking about how great it was with the, you know, the deals and how it was becoming a bestseller and everything, and then just this negativity on top of it. So, that was the only downside with this anthology. Like, definitely not on my part, but I feel like for the publisher, like, I don't know, it was just rude. It's just rude. So, guys, read your contracts. Don't be jerks. So again, one last time before I get off of here, because Forest of Fear through Bloodsong Books, their ebook copy and the print copy are available right now through Amazon. So I will include those again down below. So definitely check them out. Pick up your copy. Like I said, it supports me, it supports every author in this book, it supports Zoe, and most importantly, it supports Bloodsong Books, and is a continuous support of horror fiction, because horror is a big genre, and like I said, we're topping in this right now, like, in 4 regions and publishing, and it's amazing. Alright guys, so I'm going to get off. In my next video, I'm going to work on, I think I'm going to feature Nevermore, which was another Halloween anthology that I was just recently published in, and I absolutely love Nevermore. I have some great, like, a great backstory about how I got in that and about that anthology, and something that made me a little bit sad because I kind of was put up for an award with it, but I can't accept the award because they weren't my first publication, and it sucks. But I'm definitely going to go off and talk about that for now. But you guys have a wonderful Sunday, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!